And please welcome on our stage today prima ballerina of Mariinsky Ballet, Renata Shakirova, and principal dancer of Mariinsky Ballet, Kimin Kim. Yes. All right, the floor is open for questions for our guest artists or for myself about the performance, about themselves. Please feel free to ask your questions. They will answer in English at their best effort. If not, they will revert to Russian and I'm here to translate.
Hi, good morning. I'm Adra Gatchalian. For you two, so far, how's your experience here in the Philippines?
Как проживаете сейчас на Филиппинах?
I've been here for 10 days, I think, but Philippines is the first time. I'm really happy. I rested really well in Boracay. I ate so many Filipino food with Renata. Which food? Pansit. No, this is soup.
Sinigang.
It's Sinigang.
Yes, it's my favorite one.
And banana bread.
Yes. Beautiful city, beautiful country, beautiful people. The warmth of people really touched me. So I'm really happy so far.
I really like to open new place and new countries, but Philippines, it's first place. I want to come again, and I really like and really enjoy every time here.
Thank you.
And also, actually, Philippines is one of the I really wanted to come because
You know how to say shh.
because Lisa is really close friend of my teacher, who I called my parents. So Lisa already invited me several times, but because of my schedule, I couldn't come. So I really excited to meet Ballet Manila group and audience.
Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. To Mr. Kimin, what has been the most memorable moment in your career as a principal dancer, and how does it shape your artistry today?
And how does it shape? What's the second question? И как это возникает ваше творчество в жизни сейчас?
Like a highlight of my career. Like this? Okay. For me, it's every day because even I wasn't as a principal dancer. Even I was in Mariinsky Theater as a soloist. It was always highlight for me because every day new role, new partner, new repertoire. It's amazing because Mariinsky Theater was my dream since I was really young. So Actually, principal of Mariinsky Theater, it wasn't my dream. My dream was like just being in Mariinsky Theater, just being like dancer who is meeting many different of repertory. So it doesn't matter principal, not principal. Every day was my highlight. Of course, after principal dancer name, word start inviting me more. It's fact. But if I say my highlights, then usually I could say, for example, last time I danced Barushnya and Hooligan, this Russian ballet. I debuted. Also was my highlight. So every day is new, and this is whole my career. Yeah. Sorry for my English, but I really.
Hi, good morning. I'm Claire Santiago, the mommy blogger behind clairesantiago.com. This question is for you, Miss Lisa. By the way, I'm a Kawa volunteer every Saturday.
Oh, wow! Thank you
Kawa
for that.
admin. Thank
po.
you.
Opo.
So, as an artistic director, which has been the most rewarding aspect of Ballet Manila's Pearl Year season for you? Well, just the mere fact that we are celebrating 30 years of existing. When we first founded Ballet Manila in 1995, all the naysayers said, oh, that will last 2 years tops, and they will disband, and it's not going to be a very big company. It's not going to be a very successful endeavor. Here we are, 30 years later. Ballet Manila is the largest classical ballet company in the Philippines. We have the most number of performances, and we have a slew of classical, neoclassical, and Filipino ballets in our repertoire. And we are 42 professional dancers strong in the company, and celebrating 30 years with the Pearl Gala, Swan Lake, and now Don Quixote. It's just a little bit overwhelming as well to think about everything. It's also a little sad, I have to say, a little sad that I really miss our first artistic director, Eric V. Cruz. I miss Osias Barroso, my co-artistic director, who passed away 1.5 years ago. I miss a lot of the dancers who have come and then gone, but at the same time, I feel really proud. I'm like a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother to many generations of dancers who have gone through first the school and then the company. And it's like celebrating 30 years, it's like a vindication of the first time that they said, as soon as Lisa Macuja retires, Ballet Manila will disintegrate. It didn't happen. I retired 10 years ago from the stage, and we're still going, and we're very prolific, and we're about to dance 3 Don Quixotes with such international guest dancers of that kind of caliber. I'm very proud, and I really just want to invite everybody to come and watch the performances. I think the last time we performed Don Quixote full was 2 years ago when we performed it with Esteban Hernandez from San Francisco Ballet, together with Jasmine Piadames, one of our principal dancers in the company, who had to sub last minute for Catherine Bartman, who got injured at that time. So it's a very happy ballet, and I love Don Quixote. I can watch it over and over and over again, and I really feel that it's a brilliant way to close Ballet Manila's 30th year. It is one of the most performed ballets in the Ballet Manila repertoire, simply because it's such a happy ballet, and it's a great ballet to watch, especially if you are a first-timer in the ballet. It can really change your whole concept of coming to the ballet and getting, say, bored to tears or falling asleep or crying because it's such a sad ballet. It's such a happy ballet, and it will really convert anybody from any age to love the ballet.
Hi, I'm Pauline from Business Mirror. My question goes to Kim and Renata. So I'm just curious, how did you, or what are the preparations that you made in playing Basilio and Kitri? Because as you all know, it's a very technically demanding routine, and so so what are the preparations that you made?
I think it's better I will tell you about my debut of Don Quixote. My teacher always said, usually dancers concentrated in third act pas de deux, because pas de deux is really powerful and like most powerful moment. But my teacher said, you have to concentrate first act more than third act. So for me, I think Renata too, for us, first act is most important because, third act it's dance, pas de deux, which you show your technique and movement. But first act, you have to show to audience acting. So, yeah. Мне кажется, еще я всегда хотела передать то, что вы только что сказали, что это фан балет.
Я тоже. Sorry. I also wanted to say that, which you also already said, that it's a very fun ballet.
Балет, мне кажется, существование балет это красота, и это очень, я понимаю, балет еще есть грустный балет и счастливый балет, разные эмоции, но балет все равно нужно передать позитивный, не противный, не отрицательный. В конце концов нужно передать позитивный. Как раз Базиль эту роль зрителям прямом можно передать позитивным эмоциям.
I understand that there are many different ballets. There are sad ballets, there are happy ballets, but I believe that ballet as an art form needs to always give the audience positivity and positive vibes. And I think especially the role of Basilio will give the audience this positivity.
I want to say about my debut, and it was this role, Kitri. It was my first performance in the theater when I just came to the Mariinsky, and we danced together with Kimin. And it's true, the first act is the most difficult. And I remember rehearsals, and I want to stop in the middle of the first act, but my teacher said, no, you must go through, and it was really difficult. And Kitri, I dance every year, and it's really good. I feel this part. I feel Kitri. theater, and I can change something. I can find different like small pieces in this ballet, and I really like this role. Now I think we can rehearse just a few times because we film together and we have really good communication. I really like to dance Kitu with Kimin because we start first time and we can try more difficult technical pieces. Да, даже по-английски будет сложно. I'm sorry.
Давай, можно по-русски.
Мне кажется, я люблю эту роль за то, что
I love this role because
она очень яркая.
Kitri is such a bright role.
И здесь, я вот поддерживаю Кимина, что здесь очень позитивный спектакль, и если вы никогда не видели балет, то, мне кажется, начинать нужно именно с Дон Кихота.
It is such a bright role, and especially as a first-timer watching the ballet, it's such a positive, happy ballet that definitely, if you're a first-timer, you will come watch it and enjoy it.
Thank you so much. And I have another question to Ms. Lisa, if that's okay. So, Ms. Lisa, how do you think this staging of Don Quixote will be different from the previous iterations that you've done in the past?
Well, in Mariinsky, it goes Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and Act 4. There are intervals in between. For our production, it's always been 3 acts instead of 4 acts. What happens is, after the tavern scene, there's a little bit of a musical interlude where the dancers dance in front of the curtain while we're doing the scene change behind, and then the curtain opens and it's already the wedding. For the performers, what's difficult is there's a very short gap between the tavern scene and the Act 3 wedding padida. So it's like hard stamina-wise to like quick change and then go straight into the wedding padida after the tavern scene. It's not really different because, as I said, I debuted in Kitri as well with Mariinsky. So when we started performing it in Ballet Manila, I restaged the version that I learned in Mariinsky on the company, and I especially was dancing the version that I learned with my coach the first time, all throughout my career almost. Maybe I started changing a little bit of things when I started to get old. And it was like a lot harder to move fast and to turn as much. But there are new portions, like for example, Fandango, before the wedding padida. In Mariinsky, it's danced like a character dance with, flamenco skirts and all of that. I choreographed it to be a padikat. So it's like 2 girls and 2 boys, 2 pairs dancing together. The musical interlude, normally it's an interval, but I choreographed a little crowd scene where they have the banderitas and they're about to celebrate the wedding and they're on their way to the wedding. Another re-choreographed portion is we shortened a little bit Act 1 to not include several mime scenes between Don Quixote and the innkeeper and Sancho Panza, for example. Don Quixote enters and it's right into the dance with Sancho Panza and the crowd. Again, this was like to maybe like the running time of our Don Quixote is a lot less than the Mariinsky Ballet's Don Quixote. And I think it's just right for especially the Filipino audience, because basically we really concentrate on one highlight after another. It's one bravura number after another. We call Don Quixote a claptrapper of a ballet. The audience is always clapping. You know, after every variation, after every performance of a group dance because it's such a fiery, happy celebration on stage.
Hi, Jeremy from Pilipinas Daily. So, question for Renata. What do you find most exciting about performing in a foreign cultural setting like the Philippines?
Что вам больше нравится танцевать в другой стране, в другой труппе, при зрителе, который имеет совсем другая культура?
Извините, я буду по-русски. Самое сложное, особенно первое выступление, когда ты как еще не знаешь зрителя. И самое сложное, ты уже привык к своему зрителю дома, но здесь такое вот ожидание, а вдруг не понравится. Какой-то всегда есть такой страх небольшой.
I think the most difficult part about performing for a new audience each time is that you are always nervous that this new audience might not like what you're going to perform. It is unknown, but it also makes you nervous, but at the same time it makes you like excited as well.
И понятно, в разных странах своя культура. Вот, например, как в Японии, да, они не могут хлопать на протяжении спектакля. Это в их культуре, и поэтому есть вот этот страх.
Every country also has a different culture and a different upbringing. For example, in Japan, they are not allowed to clap in between in between the dances. So this brings you to a different kind of performance and a different kind of nerves as well.
И я просто вспоминаю свои детские ощущения именно от спектакля в Японии. Я помню, тогда я очень испугала, мы как дети испугались, и нам показалось, что зрители расстроились, и как будто им совершенно не понравился спектакль.
And it is a childhood trauma of mine when I was little, and as in the school, we performed in front of the Japanese audience, and we were all in the school so surprised that they were not clapping, and we got very nervous, and we thought that they did not like the performance.
Но вот сейчас я убеждаюсь, что искусство на самом деле понятно для каждого. И вот без слов мы можем передать эмоции, и на самом деле, чем больше мы отдаем на сцене, на самом деле, это зритель в любой стране, он это получает.
But now I know that art is something that we can give to the audience, especially if we give it our all on stage. It is something that we can communicate without having to say words, and it is something that we can give to the audience with our whole heart and receive a lot of positive reaction in return.
И на самом деле такого теплого приема, как и труппы, и также зрители, я, честно говоря, не припомню, поэтому для меня это большой подарок, как будто я возвращаюсь к своим друзьям.
And the kind of warm reception that I got last year in Giselle when she danced, that kind of warm reception and hospitality and reaction and curtain call after curtain call, she has not experienced that in a long time outside of Russia, and so she feels like she's coming home.
Good afternoon. I'm just curious, Kimin and Renata, have you danced Swan Lake and Giselle? And I was just wondering what challenges did you meet, what adjustments did you have to make in interpreting these different roles? Thank you.
Если вы танцевали вместе Жизель и «Лебединое озеро», и какие трудности мы попали, когда надо было танцевать эти разные роли.
Самое главное это совершенно разные образы. Адетта Эдиля, Жизель, либо даже Китри. Совершенно разные характеры.
These are completely different characters. Odette Odile, Giselle, and Kitri, of course, very different characters.
И если мы берем техническую часть, да, то это то, чему нас учат в школе. То есть наша
If
база.
we're going to talk about the technical aspect of performing the roles, then these are taught to us in school.
Но на вот эту технику добавить определенный характер, мне кажется, это самое сложное.
But to add the characterization and the artistic expression into the technique, this is the most difficult part of the process.
И, наверное, даже я бы отметила, что порой движение, которое мы знаем, например, гранд-жете, в каждом спектакле оно будет по-разному исполняться тоже, но за счет вот именно вот этого характера.
And even familiar vocabulary, for example, the grand jeté, in every role it is different. In executing it is different.
Для меня, наверное, самое сложное это передать именно вот этот образ, который подразумевает. Но это спасибо тоже нашим педагогам, которые помогают вместе найти правильные черты.
For me, it is really difficult to, with the technique, show a different kind of character on stage, the different characters on stage. And this is also done with the help of our teachers that help us in the process to find the ways to be able to bring this difference to the audience.
Мне кажется, я тоже считаю, самое сложное это как передать образ, как Рената сказала.
For me, it's also the most difficult thing to do. It's to present a different character, the different style and the different artistic interpretation on stage.
Но я еще добавлю, что мнение одно. Я всегда стараюсь при передаче образ еще нужно показать свое, любую роль. Есть определенная тема. Дон Кихот, Балет, то, что как Лиза сейчас рассказывали, Лебединое озеро тоже есть определенный образ, тема. Но при этом нужно, как всегда, образ через себя, и нужно передать, что я.
So there's all the different kinds of characters that one has to portray on stage. But for me, it is also the most difficult task to do, but at the same time, I know that it is only channeled through me into the audience, and it has to be my individual interpretation. It has to come from me inside.
Сейчас в нашем мире балета происходит очень много одинаковое, многие танцовщицы.
In our world now, in the ballet world, there are so many dancers that dance alike, that dance the same way.
Либо слишком очень аккуратно танцует, как слишком
There are dancers that are very precise and they follow everything to the letter.
И в итоге выглядит все одинаково.
And because of that, every performance looks the same.
Я считаю, это очень опасно для искусства.
I think that this is very, very dangerous for the art form.
лучше на сцене просто упасть и падать.
It's better to go on stage and dance and then fall.
Это я честно говорю.
This I honestly say. It's best to go on stage, dance, and maybe fall.
И я всегда танцую для зрителей и для следующего поколения, чтобы я не одинаково с другим, чтобы они, то есть зрители тоже, это интересно было, и следующее поколение тоже, что они расти какой-то еще новый, интересный, другой артистом быть.
I dance differently every time because I want the audience to always see a new me each time, and I also do this for the next in line, for the young people that are watching, so that they know that they can be individuals as well, and that they can soar and fly in their own style.
И из них кто-то идет 3 спектакля подряд, Дон Кихот, есть кто-то?
And if anybody comes to the 3 performances of Don Quixote in a row,
Если кто-то будет 3 спектакля, то это повезло, потому что вы смотрите не одинаковые пары 3 раза, а вы увидите 3 разные спектакли. Это я не могу сказать, что я буду хорошо танцевать, плохо танцевать. Я это не обещаю, потому что нельзя обещать такое. Я буду просто танцевать удовольствие, но я могу обещать, что вы увидите 3 разных спектакля.
to anyone who's going to come to the 3 performances in a row, every time you're going to see a different performance. I cannot promise that I am going to always be good dancing, but I can promise that each performance is going to be different.
Hi, good afternoon. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hi, I'm Leah from ABS-CBN News. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. Hi, I would like to ask the dancers first. When did you exactly debut as for your Don Quixote roles, if you still remember it?
Когда было первый спектакль Don Quixote? For Renata, it was in 2015.
Oh, not too long ago. Yes.
Can you? October 13, 2015.
And it was in Mariinsky. All right. Thank you.
Actually, my first Don Quixote was in Korea. When I was 17 years old. Yes, I danced in school, but it's
Full length.
Да, это очень интересно было, что какой-то проект был, каждый университет, они все собрались и сделали один Дон Кихот full length performance.
It was a very interesting project because every university in Korea gave a group of dancers, and from all of these different groups of dancers, we did a full length Don Quixote. And
when
he was
was that?
17.
When was that?
It was my 17 and 2010 or 11. Yes, and it was really interesting because at that time I danced Swan Lake full-length ballet in Korean National Ballet Theater, and also I danced next year 17 I danced La Belle in Universal Ballet Theater in Korea, and this Don Quixote with whole university. And these 3 ballet, they took the video. This video I showed Mariinsky Theater, and Mariinsky Theater after that took me joining the company. So Don Quixote is really, really meaningful for me because Don Quixote opened up my doors way. So I'm really happy that in Philippines, in Ballet Manila, I danced Don Quixote because Don Quixote, first of all, Don Quixote with Renata is like the most confident, the most comfortable. So yes, I'm really happy.
So it's your first time performing Don Quixote together?
No. We already danced together like
Oh,
for her debut. We danced together.
Oh, in
So it's
2015,
like
yes.
almost 10 years
Performing Don
performing
Quixote.
together. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
So sometimes we didn't take a rehearsal because sometimes it's better than many rehearsal. After that, we can show to audience like естественность. Мало когда репетируете, лучше как в теле, тогда естественно.
It's more spontaneous and more sincere. It doesn't look practiced. It doesn't look like it's too studied. It's more of like a spontaneous, sincere performance giving on stage, because they don't really rehearse that much, but they give so much on stage with each other. Sometimes they surprise each other, and I think what they said in the video was also very meaningful, is that sometimes it feels like a competition, a friendly competition between the two of them. You know, who can do the most turns, or who can do the same thing like as sharp or as faster, and it's a very playful teasing that you get between the two of them on stage.
Thanks.
I can show you that sometimes, like gesture, when she said, I love you, and I can say, I'm really happy, right? For example, if you take many rehearsals, then she didn't even tell me I love you, but I already do my gest, because so many took rehearsals, so слишком привык.
We just
Used to
are
it.
so used to each other.
So used to each other. So sometimes it's better not to take a rehearsal, but it doesn't mean we are lazy. Yes.
All right, thank you. Can I ask briefly about how you enjoyed your Boracay experience? It's your first time, both of you, in Boracay.
Ну, я уже второй раз, поэтому я наслаждалась каждым моментом. И мне хотелось просто, чтобы время длилось намного медленнее, а оно, к сожалению, очень быстро пролетело.
It was my second time in Boracay. It was Kimin's first time. I was like, I already knew what to expect, but like before, I wanted time to stop, and I wanted time to go a lot slower than it actually did.
All right, thanks. And one last question for Lisa. Why did you decide on Don Quixote as your final presentation for the 30th anniversary?
It was basically a choice between Le Corsaire and Don Quixote to end the 30th year. After the performance of Giselle last year, because Giselle ended our 29th season in Aleo last year. And after the performance, I basically asked Renata next year, I invited her back to come. And it was a choice between Le Corsaire or Don Quixote. And there was already talk about Kim coming to partner her in either of the ballets. But at that time, Kim said that he had a different project, so he wouldn't be able to go. So we decided on Don Quixote. And then Kim became available. So I'm like, great, we're gonna have the Don Quixote that I always dreamed of because it is their, we call it, in Russian it's called Korolevsky Spectacle. Direct translation would be their king ballet. So it's their, it's the ballet that best represents them as dancers and as artists. It's a ballet that is like, that shows them at their peak performance. There can be many Korolevsky spectacles, there can be many king ballets in a dancer's career, but there usually is one that you know you're so confident that you can dance really well. And I think for them it's Don Quixote. So Manila and audiences from all over the world actually I think are coming to watch the Don Quixote, and they're really in for a treat.
Здесь можно еще добавить? Можно еще добавить, что мне кажется, очень тоже интересно получается. В этом году у нас были очень важные гастроли, так как мы теперь, так скажем, объединены Мариинский театр и Большой, и у нас были такие первые важные гастроли на сцену Большого театра, и мы привозили спектакль как раз-таки Дон Кихот.
This year we had a very important development in Mariinsky and Bolshoi, in that we are now one organization. And so it was, I think it's very meaningful to say that the first ballet that Mariinsky brought to the Bolshoi Theater in Moscow was Don Quixote.
И это было тоже очень важно, потому что Дон Кихот считается всегда московским спектаклем.
It is important to note that Don Quixote was always considered a Moscow ballet, a Bolshoi ballet.
И для нас это был прям большой вызов.
And for us, this was a very important request to bring Don Quixote.
И спектакль мы сами прошли просто с большим успехом, и зрители просто хотели продолжения этого праздника.
And it was such a very special performance that the audience wanted more and more of this kind of holiday on stage.
Мне кажется, тоже очень интересная связь получается. И сейчас Манила Балет празднует 30-летие, и у нас также Дон Кихот, потому что, мне кажется, очень интересная такая связь.
And it's such an interesting concept now that Ballet Manila is also celebrating 30 years, and we're also dancing Don Quixote. So it's like a very happy coincidence and makes the performance even more special.
Hello, I'm Jim from DZRH Po. This question is for Miss Renata Po. How has your partnership with Kim and Kim influenced your growth as a dancer over the years?
Kimin said it was hard.
Первый раз мы танцевали вместе, когда я еще была студенткой.
The first time we danced together, I was still a student.
И это была одна из сложнейших партий, балет «Драгоценности».
It was in the ballet Jewels.
Мы танцевали второй акт, это «Рубины».
We danced the second movement, which is Rubies.
И уже когда Ким был звездой Мариинского театра,
Kimin at that time was already a star of the Mariinsky Ballet.
для меня это был настоящий вызов и испытание, потому что я еще была совсем маленькая.
For me, it was such well, not terrible, but a very scary moment because I was still a very small student. I was still a very young student in the school.
И очень интересно, на протяжении тоже моей карьеры в Мариинском театре мы встречались уже и в разных спектаклях. И мне кажется, тоже вот этот первый вот именно тоже дебют, он очень повлиял. И мы чувствуем очень хорошо друг друга. Поэтому тоже вот этот момент в Дон Кихоте, когда нам не нужно много репетиций, потому что мы уже знаем друг друга.
And because that first time was such a great influence on me and on our partnership, as we continued to perform together during the different repertoire in the Mariinsky Ballet, we continued to just perform so well together, and now we can really just be spontaneous on stage together.
Ну, если в начале, когда я была маленькая, я ничего не могла говорить, и только боялась, и так, да, всегда слушала.
But maybe in the beginning, when I was really young, I couldn't really say much, and usually I would just say, yes, yes, okay, okay.
And it was good, really good.
And it was good to rehearse with her like that, isn't it?
То теперь даже могу что-то говорить.
But now I can say my mind, and I can say something already when we're
And it's really hard.
Hi, I am Stephanie from Daily Tribune. Sorry. My question is for Renata and Kimin. How do you build that on-stage chemistry during rehearsals?
Отношение друг к другу. Как вы это влияете во время репетиции?
I think eyes, yes, like each other look on the eyes, it's really important. On the rehearsal, on the stage, doesn't matter. I really try to read her eye. And actually, I really love watching her eyes on the stage. I think you guys already watched it last year in Giselle. Her eyes are really powerful on the stage. She always giving the really maximum energy through the eyes. And for dancers, eyes is really important because sometimes, you don't have to movement something. You just look to audience, and audience understand whole. So giving the eyes energy is really important. So yes, chemistry usually через глаза как хотелось что-то это создать новое.
Through the eyes, through the look. That's how I build chemistry.
Thank you, Kimin. Oh, for Miss Lisa, what unique touches did you bring to this staging to make it stand out from other Don Quixote productions?
Well, Don Quixote has evolved as a production in Ballet Manila through the years. We have included a character, Dulcinea, this unknown woman in a veil who's like walking through, and Don Quixote is following her. Because sometimes it's not really clear to the audience. You can try and explain it maybe in the libretto, but it's not really clear how Don Quixote mistakes Kitri for Dulcinea. And so that's what I tried to make a little bit clearer to the audience. I introduced the character of Dulcinea, who's like, it's almost like a mime role, but she flits and floats through the scenes, and Don Quixote, it's only Don Quixote that sees her, and everybody else does not. Again, it makes it clearer story-wise. It makes the narrative clearer. I've also, as I said earlier, added some dances in between, some to facilitate the quick change from Act 3 to Act 4, and some to facilitate a little bit of rest for the principals before the wedding parade. And so I added the fandango. We cut Act 1, it's a little shorter than the normal Act 1. Again, it makes the story a little bit tighter. But what is different, I think, is basically the company with every performance of Don Quixote, any artist, with every performance of the same role, you improve and you find new things to present, new things to explore, maybe new things about your partner, new things about the company, new things about the group dance, a new nuance or accent in the music, or a new trick that you want to show the audience. With every performance, one grows. And with the 3 performances of Don Quixote, I think the company would have performed Don Quixote maybe more than, definitely close to maybe 70 or 80 times already during our 30 years of existence. And so with every performance, the company grows as well. And so what you will see is the latest version of Ballet Manila in Don Quixote, supporting 2 brilliant artists that Manila will see for the first time in these great parts. So I think it's really going to be a very exciting performance.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yes? Last question?
Hi. This is Frida from TheatreFansManila.com. Hi.
Yes.
Just to clarify, they've been dancing this together since 2015. How often do they dance the ballet together? Is it annually in Russia, or how often is it?
Каждый месяц. Каждый месяц у нас был Дон Кихот, и мы вместе исполняли.
It's very different sometimes, but there was one time when we were dancing it once a month, very regularly.
Thank you.
Просто нужно объяснить маленький театр систему. У нас год, каждый день спектакль. Сегодня Сванник, завтра Жизель, послезавтра Дон Кихот и так далее. Год, кроме сейчас сезон август, отпуск, кроме августа мы постоянно меняем репертуар.
Because in Mariinsky Theater, it's a very different system. We can dance Swan Lake today, tomorrow Giselle, the day after Don Quixote. It's a very different system that we are casted accordingly to dance, and there's many sets of principal dancers in Mariinsky who perform. So it's not performing, say, one performance one after the other, like it is here, for example, in Manila, where we're doing 3 Don Quixotes in a row. But we do Don Quixote, and then we dance Swan Lake, and then we dance Giselle, and then we dance Don Quixote again. So it's like that. It's a system in Mariinsky. It's a rotation of ballets.
И, например, в сентябре мы начинаем с Ренатой Шакировой вместе «Байдерка», и потом...
So like, for example, in September, we opened the season with La Bayadere together.
И у нее там свои гастроли, 2 гастроли, потом вернемся, мы вместе танцуем Ромео и Джульетт.
And then Renata has her own tour, and then when she comes back from that tour, we will again dance together Romeo and Juliet.
И еще современный номер называется Miracle of Mandarin.
And a modern contemporary ballet called Miracle of the Mandarin.
And possibly dancing together Don Quixote again the last of September, but it's I don't know.
And then a possible performance again in Don Quixote together at the end of September. So it's like that. They like switch from roles to roles and ballets to ballets.
Поэтому каждый месяц танцевать Дон Кихот это для нас немало.
So that's why to dance Don Quixote once a month together, that's already for us. It's like a lot. It's a lot already.
Thank you. And to Miss Lisa, are you gonna have regular partnerships with Mariinsky moving forward, do you think, for the company?
I hope so. I mean, Mariinsky Ballet is really close to my heart. It was like a second home. It was the first company I ever joined after I graduated from the school. And it's, again, I guess it's like a second home. Of course, Ballet Manila, the Philippines will always be my first home. But Mariinsky Ballet, I have a lot of course, again, the turnaround is really fast. So when I watched Mariinsky Ballet last year, I could hardly recognize the dancers anymore because the group that I performed in have all retired as well already. But now I find myself very familiar with the teachers, the choreographers, the rehearsal masters and mistresses, because they're like my colleagues. And of course, we all went to the same school, so it's a partnership that I feel is going to continue. As you know, from last year, Renata and I graduated from the same teacher, Tatiana Udalenkova, so we had like the same mentor in the school. And then like her coach now, Tatiana Terekova, I was dancing with when I was dancing in the company. So it's a very small world. The former director of Mariinsky Ballet is currently here in the country, Yuri Fateev, with his wife Wanda. They're actually giving master classes in steps at the moment. Yuri Fateev, I actually danced with in Mariinsky. We were in Peasant Parida of Giselle together. So there's already that constant exchange and constant ties with Mariinsky. So I really want that to continue. We'll talk about next year soon.
Можно еще добавлю, что как про вас, for example, допустим, в Корее у нас есть большие компании, Universal Ballet и Korean National Ballet.
In Korea, there are two big companies, Universal Ballet and Korean National Ballet.
И на короткий срок это вырос очень сильно. За последние 20-30 лет вырос у нас нет как балет история, но вырос очень сильно.
In a very short time, there was such a spurt of growth in these ballet companies.
Есть причина, это не просто так.
And it was not accomplished. There is a reason for that kind of accomplishment.
Because Universal Ballet whole repertoire based on Mariinsky theater, Swan Lake, Don Quixote, Nutcracker, and everything. And Korean National Ballet based on Moscow Bolshoi Theater, Swan Lake, and etc. So я просто хочу сказать, что репертуар, классический репертуар, иметь это очень-очень важно. И какой репертуар иметь, это тоже очень-очень важно.
I just want to emphasize that the repertoire of a classical ballet company is very, very important, and how you have to have these big ballets, Swan Lake, Nutcracker, Don Quixote, Giselle, Sleeping Beauty. You have to have these repertoire for classical ballets, because that initiates this kind of growth.
Если вот это классический балет не иметь, то это балет компании выдержать невозможно, когда-нибудь упасть, потому что это как палка, это баз.
If you don't have these big ballets in your repertoire, it's very easy for a ballet company to deteriorate and fail, because these classical ballets are like the bar that you hold on to help you balance. It is the base, it is the foundation that you need in order to succeed.
Особенно для танцовщицы, особенно для молодых танцовщиц, если без этого невозможно вырасти.
Especially for the young ballet dancers, these young artists, without this repertoire, it is impossible to succeed.
И Лиза, которая сидит в Балет Манила, сделала Дон Кихот, допустим, да. Есть, я знаю, что здесь есть слоники и так далее, очень много, но Жизель есть, но сейчас мы говорим Дон Кихот. Есть что-то развитие, но это почти based on Мариинский театр, редакции.
And I know that Lisa has ballets like Swan Lake, Don Quixote now, Giselle, and I know that these are all based on Mariinsky Ballet's productions. And so I guess he's trying to say that the same kind of growth that happened in Korea for the ballet companies there is also happening now in Ballet Manila because we have these classical ballets in our repertoire.
И Manila Ballet Audience это все зрители, и кто поддерживает Манила Балет, это нужно очень сильно ценить и нужно знать. Это очень важно, что то, что Лиза это сделала. И нужно поддерживать, чтобы это продолжал вечно. Для развития молодых танцовщиц и для будущего поколения зрителя тоже.
And this kind of tradition, this kind of base that Lisa has in Ballet Manila, you have to support and you have to you have to support and value because this is what's going to bring Ballet Manila and Philippine ballet forward, not just for the artists but for the audience that are watching these ballets.